What's going on, guys? One of the best investments in DR is land. Let's get into it. What's up, everyone? It's your man Dale with DR Deals, and today we're talking about what I think is one of the best investments in this country, and that is the purchasing of land. There's many reasons why land, in my opinion, is one of the best investments. It is stress-free. You acquire the land, you sit back and wait, life does its thing, and then you put it back for sale and you make a profit. Land carries very basic maintenance, right? You're not fixing toilets and windows and leaks and things of that nature and roof leaks. You buy the land, you groom it here and there, and that's that. You just sit and you wait as it appreciates in value. Also, most of the time you may be buying land that's 50,000, 60, or 100, or even 150,000. And those parcels of land you don't pay taxes on. So you have the land, you're sitting, it could be a year, it could be 2 years, however long you want to hold it. That land appreciates, and then you go and you sell it, and you take your profit. So one of the best performing assets I've ever acquired in Dominican Republic has been land. I bought land, waited 2 years, quadrupled in value. I barely even see the land. I barely see it. But it's land, it's just there. There's nothing to break, there's nothing to steal, it's just land. Let me take that back on the substealing. Sometimes people can try to move in on your land, but it's your land. All right, so what do you look for when you're investing in land? What you want to look for is, personally, I look for areas that are developing, that are growing in the right direction. I'm looking for planned communities, buying parcels early on in those that are great, or parcels near that planned development. I'm looking at road infrastructure when you see they start to develop roads, and just stay in touch with the news. What area are they looking to develop very soon? The land itself, ideally you want a nice flat piece. You want at least 300 square meters. A little bit more is even better. That gives people the opportunity to build a decent sized home on there. When you get 250 and 220, only a certain type of house can be built on a piece of land that's small. So I'm ideally looking for at least 300 square meters, about 1/10 of an acre, to build a decent home on. You also want to look at the access to that land, the roads and things like that. Whether it has electricity and water and stuff, if you're buying land that's like kind of early on before they really start developing, it won't have that. The land that I performed really well on, it did not have electricity, it didn't have water, it didn't have these things. It just has nice views. And I was looking at the area and I realized that, hey, they're developing this area. It's beautiful views, beautiful piece of land. It's going to be worth something down the road. Now, when I bought it, I was thinking, 10 years, it'll be worth something. I won't lose. And what happened was within 2 years, people were like, hey, I'm interested in your land, and they were offering me 3 to 4 times what I paid for the land. Now, important thing is, what is a good price for the land? I'm not an expert around the country, but I can speak for some areas on the North Coast. On the North Coast, if you want to buy a piece of land to then resell it, you want to be under $100 a square meter. A lot of areas where they're developing and doing well, you're going to find land at $100 a square meter, 120, 130, even 150. Now, it's not oceanfront. Oceanfront's a different ball game. You can buy a piece at $100 a square meter and resell that oceanfront, maybe even 150, depending on how beautiful the oceanfront is. You might be able to buy it at 150 and resell it at 250. So oceanfront's a different ball game. But your regular traditional areas, maybe with some nice views, you want to buy under $100 a square meter to be able to get a potential good return on it. Like I say, most of the areas that have been developed, that people are starting to build, that are communities that might be gated now, they're going to sell that at $100 a square meter, 110, 120, 130. So if you're buying at 50, you're buying at 60, you have room to grow and make a profit. So even though it's just land, always check the title. Always use a reputable attorney to ensure that that title is good to go. There's no encumbrances, there's no liens, and it's properly, the person selling that land must be the person who's on that title work. And that's actually easy with the right attorney. Another thing is you want to ensure that it's buildable. There's some land that's not buildable. So you want to make sure that, hey, this land can be built on. I recently just saw a very nice piece of oceanfront property and the price seemed good, but it was good because this land was not buildable. You could not build upon it. So make sure you check with the proper authorities and people who can ensure that, yes, someone can build a house on this land when they're ready. So if you're interested in the best investment, in my opinion, the simplest investment, the stress-free investment in Dominican Republic, reach out to me. Let's go find you some land, purchase that land. A lot of people do seller financing. So sometimes when you don't have a lot of money, they're a lot more lenient when it's just land, because there's a lot of wealthy people that own a lot of land, and they're like, hey, give me $5,000, make payments. Give me $10,000, make payments. And if you're in a gainfully employed and know you have income coming in, then that's a feasible choice. I don't recommend you buy it if you're like sometimes an entrepreneur like myself, right? Because one month I'll have money, the next month I may not, right? So, but if you have gainful employment and you can't make monthly payments, then that's an option as well, to do seller financing and acquire an asset. So if you're ready to make the move, you're ready to acquire some assets in Dominican Republic, reach out to me, Dale at DR Deals, and let's have a discussion and see what works best for you. Thanks for watching. Catch me in the next video. Meet me at the beach or the bank.